Okay, here's the handout that we recently did. A bacon, eggs, and sandwich, bacon and eggs cheese sandwich from Stage Deli costs $3.50 each. So if I buy 0 sandwiches, that makes sense. It should be $0. And then we continue adding. So if I buy 1 sandwich, clearly we're going to spend $3.50. If I have 2 sandwiches, we're going to add $3.50 again, which is going to be $7. So we keep adding $3.50. So if I add $3.50 to there, we've got $10.50. Add $3.50 again, we get 14. Add $3.50 again, I get 17.50. Okay. Anyways, so I keep increasing by 350. The important thing is y equals mx plus b is an important equation to keep remembering. And this value right here, the m, is our slope. And our b value here is the y-intercept. This is the where it crosses when x is 0. So when x is 0, we know we're going to have plus 0. We don't really need to put plus 0, but it's just an idea to keep in mind. So my equation, it keeps increasing by 350. My equation is going to be y equals 3.5x. Okay, we can also write this as f of x equals 3.5x. It's another way of writing y equals with this f parentheses x. We use this mostly in higher level algebra, and you're going to see that a lot in the future. Okay, so if I'm going to plot these points, the most important points, 0, 0, 4, 14, 10, 35, and I've got those plotted right here already. Okay, the next one, Dunkin' Donuts runs a sale. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich costs $2.75 with a $3 delivery fee. So if I have a delivery fee and no sandwich, we're starting off at $3. Okay, now if I have sandwich and delivery fee, this is going to be 5.75. Okay, now if I keep adding, then that's going to help me fill up my table here. So if I've got 575 and I add 2.75, we end up with 8.850. And if I add 2.75 to that, we get 11.25. And if I add 2.75 to that, we get 14. And if I add 2.75 to that, we get 16.75. And before I do this one here, let's write our equation. We know it keeps increasing by 2.75, so I'm going to have y equals 2.75x, and my initial starting value is $3 here. Okay, so this is how much we're increasing by, and this is the initial value we're starting with. So if I'm using this equation, I can plug in 10 for there, and so this value here is going to be 2.75 times 10 plus 3. Okay, so 2.75 times 10 is going to give me 27.5 plus 3. And 27.5 is going to give me 30.5. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to plot these 3 points are going to help me get the whole thing. Okay, so if I plot at 0, we're starting here at 3. Okay, and 4 comma 14, same spot, and then at 10 we're at 30.5. 30. Let's just call that there. Okay, and so now I'm going to get a ruler and draw that line. And the instructions here say to draw this line in red. So I'm going to draw this line in red. Okay. And it's supposed to go through there, but okay. Anyways, so now we've got our line here, and the question says explain and show calculations. When is the stage deli a better deal? So stage deli is a better deal when if I buy one sandwich it's $3.50. If I buy one sandwich here it's $5.75. So you can see if I buy 3 sandwiches here it's $11.25. If I buy 3 sandwiches here it's $10.50. So stage deli is a better deal when it's less than 4 sandwiches. Okay, you might want to hit pause to copy this down. Okay, next page. I'm just going to talk this through. Okay, so you may want to hit pause. So if I buy Arizona iced tea at Key Foods, the only charge is how much you pay per can. So it's $1 per can. So if I get 1 can, it's $1. Get 2 cans, it's $2. 3 cans, and 4 cents, and so on. So my slope, it increases by 1. We keep adding 1, plus 1, plus 1. So that means my slope is 1. So here, I had put 3.5 because it kept increasing by 3.5. If it's increasing by 1, I could put a 1 here, y equals 1x. But that's not really necessary to put the 1. We can just call it y equals x. Okay, or f of x equals x. Okay, and then here, if I get my tea at Costco, they charge 50 cents per can, but a $3 shipping fee. So we start off with $3 if I ship nothing, and then we keep adding 50 cents. So plus 0.5, plus 0.5, and so on, plus 0.5. And then we get our equation. So then our equation is we keep increasing 0.5, so my slope is 0.5. The $3 is my initial starting fee. Okay, so then and then to figure out this one here, I use this equation, 0.5 times 10 plus 3, and I get that we're going to get a value of 8. So if I take the important points, like when we started, 0, 3, I plot that point right there. And this last one here is 10, 8. I plot that point here and draw my line. And then here, important points are 0, 0, 10, 10. And then I can plot those points there and draw my line. Okay, so when is the store a better deal? When I buy 1 can. If I buy 1 can, I'm on the blue line, which is cheaper, and so I'm going to be using Key Foods. When is it better to buy a can? Which store is better to buy 10 cans from Costco? Well, here, if I buy 10 cans from Costco, I'm going to spend $8 rather than 10. So where's the point when they are the same? At 6 cans. Okay, that's where the graph meets. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of these first. Okay, so here I've got y equals negative x plus 3. So my y-intercept is 3, and my slope is negative 1. So if I'm graphing this light blue line, the first thing I do is if I have my y-intercept at 3, from here I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then my slope is negative 1, so I go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. If it's a negative slope, it's going down. Okay, so this negative slope is going to go down. Okay, now for the other one here, my y-intercept is 1, so I start here at 1, and then my slope is positive 1, so I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and I graph it. And so they meet at 1, 2. So let's do this one together. My y-intercept is 3, so I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. And my slope is negative 1 because it says negative x. So that means I'm going to go down 1 over 1 as I do this. Okay. And that's for this equation. Now the other one, I'll do that in pink. My y-intercept is 6. My slope is 2. So if my y-intercept is 6, I'm going to put a dot at 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And my slope is 2, so wait, I made a mistake. Oops. My y-intercept is negative 6. Oops. Almost graphed this wrong. So I'm going to go down to negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then my slope is 2. So, and I graph my equation. And so they intersect here at 3, 0. Okay. Now the next two here, we need to talk about how to rearrange this to get it in the form y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to talk about that now, but we'll spend time doing that in a later lesson. So here, if I add x on both sides, I end up with y equals x minus 7. And here, if I subtract x on both sides and divide everything by 4, we end up with y equals negative 1/4 x minus 2. And we're going to graph those two equations. Here, I'm going to rewrite this equation, and we get y equals x minus 5. And here I'm going to rewrite this equation, subtract 3x on both sides, and I get y equals negative 3x plus 3. Okay, so I've already done those over here. I'm going to show you what I've done here. Okay, so my y-intercept is negative 7. My slope for here is 1. So I start off here at negative 7. My slope is 1. I keep going up 1. Here, my y-intercept is negative 2, and my slope is negative 1/4, so go down 1 over 4, down 1 over 4. Here, my y-intercept is negative 5, so I start here, and my slope is 1, so I go up 1 over 1. Here, my y-intercept is 3, and my slope is negative 3, so I go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. And we can see that this intercepts here at 2, negative 3. This intercepts here at 4, negative 3. Okay. Here I've got y equals x. So if my equation is y equals x, I'm going to have a slope of 1. So, and there's no y-intercept. It's y equals x plus 0, right? Which is the same thing. We're starting here at 0, 0. And I've got a slope of 1, so I go up 1 over 1. Okay. So for this one here, my y-intercept is at 6, and my slope is -2, so I go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Okay? And so they meet at 2, 2. Let's do this last one together. I got y equals 4. So that means no matter what x is, our equation is going to be 4. So I go over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice there's no slope. Because if my equation is, if we think about y equals mx plus b, m is our slope, right? Well, there is no slope. There's nothing with an x. So we're just simply got our y-intercept at b, and we've got our horizontal line at 4. So y equals 4 gives us this line here. Okay, and then the last one here, y equals x minus 2. So my y-intercept is -2. My slope is 1. So I'm going to go to -2 and put my point there at -2. I've got a slope of 1, so and it looks like it intersects right here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. Okay, if you have questions, you may want to watch this again, and I hope this helps.